What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Lots to talk about within the S&P 500 because over the past couple of days, we've managed to shoot up about 5.4%, which is extraordinarily well considering we managed to do this in 3 days alone. And this has a lot to do with the Federal Reserve finally creating the Fed rates, telling us their exact plan. And now that people have an understanding and the knowledge as to what they're going to do, they can plan accordingly, and this is allowing the markets to regain momentum and swing back up. And with that being said, we do have a few articles to talk about the stock markets and the S&P 500, why it seems like this is a good time to buy in, why I bought into the S&P 500 or put more into it, as well as I'm going to be answering the questions as to why I have a brick background behind me. As you guys know, I am moving to Florida. It's actually tomorrow, which is insane. Tomorrow I will be taking the 3-day journey to travel 6 to 7 hours a day for 3 days straight to Florida from Long Island, stopping at about 2 hotels, so 2 nights and 3 days of driving. And, in the interim, I am at my parents' house and I am recording with the old studio. Maybe some of you guys remember this. I did have a lot more in the background here, and I have my old desk that I did create, and it's still here. So yeah, that's why I'm using this background, but I still have a microphone to my surprise, and we still have lighting, and we're going to just do a brick wall background for right now, just for today. But specifically looking at these markets and discussing what exactly is going on here, you guys know that XRP is still forming a symmetrical triangle, Ethereum is forming a symmetrical triangle, Bitcoin is doing more so a sort of ascending triangle here. The S&P, for the first time, I was not expecting this, but we actually managed to break bullish outside the descending fractal. Very, very, very surprising. I had no idea this was going to happen here. We were projecting more bearish sentiment and corrections here, but maybe we reverse the role. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff to talk about within the S&P, but we are going to be focusing on these other cryptocurrencies here. I do have 2 articles as well to show you guys about the stock markets and the Fed rate hikes, as well as how the federal fund rates compare to the S&P and the correlation between them. And then obviously we're still doing, I did not forget, our crypto coin display giveaway. As you can see here, this is for the XRP crypto coin display that I no longer have in the background of today's video, but I will have it later on. But it's a ticker display, completely free, $130 value. All you have to do to enter the giveaway to win one of these, and we're going to be doing the drawing tomorrow, so stay tuned to watch tomorrow's video. You just have to comment your favorite cryptocurrency down below, as well as comment subscribed. Doing those 2 things will get you entered into the competition to win this raffle, this giveaway, completely free. Last but not least, today's video is brought to us by VERSALNFT. Stay in eternity. We make it Versal. As you guys can see, it's the virtual space with real regulation. They create a virtual regulatory space based on blockchain technology within which users can work in a unified legal environment. So doc security, transparency, speed, versatility, convenience. A lot more information about Versal, but they have NFT tools to get verified, Versals, Vera, VRC. I'll explain what all these are and the key features that they're based on, BSC. They have a signing mechanism, NFT ownership, privacy and protection. Everything here I will explain at the end of today's videos, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I have linked them down in the description. Definitely make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So I know yesterday we talked about the stock market a lot. I'm going to do that a little bit today. Don't get upset, guys, but I do think it's very important that if you're in cryptocurrency, you should also be in the stock market too, because it's a way to balance out a high volatility way of investing with a lower volatility way of investing. So to have, the stock market to do well when these markets are down, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin are down 50-60%. Stock market's only down maybe 8% now, really not too much. If we just take this super quick to see how much we're actually down from the top, actually, we're not doing too bad. We're only down 7.9%. We're doing very well. So that's very good. And that's from January 5th. So we're really not doing too bad overall. But because XRP is still filling out its symmetrical triangle, Ethereum is still filling out its descending triangle. That's what I meant to say earlier today. And because Bitcoin is still in its ascending fractal or ascending triangle, I want to talk a little bit about the S&P because this has had the biggest momentum and the biggest push, which could influence cryptocurrencies to do the same, because we started to notice that high tech and growth stocks and mutual funds typically have been, in the past couple of months, correlating very well with cryptocurrency. So tech and growth stocks affect cryptocurrency. We've noticed a correlation. When the markets are doing well, people typically tend to buy into crypto, and vice versa. When markets dump, people sell their tech, the high growth, high risk stocks, and then they also sell cryptocurrency too. And a lot of these big Fortune 500 companies that have or that are in tech also own a portion of Bitcoin too. So they sell, their crypto as well. That's my thought process to everything. But looking into the markets here, we've had a 3-day run, which is incredible. What I'm starting to notice is the daily double bottom. Maybe there's something here. It's kind of a double bottom as well on the 4-hour chart. So you can see we had our first one, rejection, second one, and now we're starting to recover. I did buy in. As to whether or not that was a good idea, I don't know. I just feel like I was missing out on a lot of opportunities, so I did buy in, and we are at a discount here, so it will drastically dollar cost average my positions here to a much lower level. And obviously, if we continue to drop lower, I'll put more in as the time comes, because I'll have many days and months to consolidate and to compile some investments to put back into the markets here. We are hitting a resistance, though. That is a big thing. We are hitting the 4-hour resistance. That could cause markets to dip lower. However, though, we typically tend to trade above this if we can get above this. You can see the last time we were below it, we pretty much just went right through it, which is pretty incredible here. However, we are in a bearish cross. There is a bearish cross here, so we are trading with a negative connotation to correct lower, though. But we'll see how we react today with this resistance. Ideally, the weekly is going to be closing, and ideally, we want to close the weekly above our downtrend here. You can see we are in a descending fractal, so because we have so much volume here, as long as today keeps us above this downtrend, we've traded out of it, and we're trading above previous highs, which is good, and that should allow the price to continue to stipulate and move up higher. It really just depends, though. I'd be very shocked if today alone swings us all the way down and we close below here. That would be insane, and then I definitely would have jumped the gun, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to close today fairly okay. Either we're going to consolidate or we're going to continue to head up higher and break through the 4-hour moving average and probably head up and retest the daily moving average, which you can see had some problematic zones in the past here. Regardless, we broke out of the downtrend. We had a double bottom and we broke bullish. This is a very good sign to see movements to the upside here. Pretty much, we're trending above our previous lows, our previous highs. So it is a signal that we're going to continue to rally upwards. So we'll see how this plays out. I'd be shook if we hit this and just dump. I'd be very shocked, but we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, it's still a good buying opportunity because of where the peaks are. We're buying much lower, so it is a great way to dollar cost average that position here. But you can also see here, just super quick, and then we'll dive into the technical analysis. Stock markets are supposed to drop when the Fed rates hike interest rates, right? So why are they rallying now? Very interesting. Well, stock markets aren't behaving the way they are supposed to. It says the U.S. market surged after the Federal Reserve announced its long-awaited interest rate hike on Wednesday, increasing interest rates by a 1/4 point and signaling there might be 6 more rate hikes this year. In theory, higher interest rates are supposed to make stocks less attractive because higher rates mean increased borrowing costs for companies and consumers, which means lowering overall spending and incentivizing savings. But you can see investors shirked the conventional wisdom and piled into the stock market. And I did the same too, though, because you can see it rallied 2.2, and it explains why here. It says U.S. The rate hike seems very much like the Federal Reserve wanted to send a message that they're fighting inflation and they're going to fight it fast and get it under control. Investors may also have been reassured by Jerome Powell's belief that the U.S. economy was strong enough to withstand more restrictive monetary policy measures. Monetary tightening means the Feds believe the economy is on a solid footing, which is a good thing at the end of the day. And historical patterns suggest that while stocks tend to fall in the month after a rate hike, they end up recovering to see solid gains within a year. And the analysts at Evercore in the previous 4 rate hikes, which I'll show you, within the U.S. Federal Reserve steadily increases the interest rates. The S&P fell by 4% in the first month, yet was 5% higher on average 1 year later. Market optimism continued, and we continue to see prices swing up. So you'll notice here, I pulled up the charts that compare the federal fund rate increases to the S&P 500 and decreases here. And you typically see, when we had the first one, let's say honestly, they're all seemingly doing this. You can see back in 1987, they started to increase the rate hikes to 6.7 to 6.7, 6.8, and you can see the S&P is also going up from 256. They increased Fed rates to 321, then they increased the Fed rates to 9.5, almost 10%, and the S&P went higher to 3.21. Something a little more easier to notice here is when they increased the Fed rates in 2005, we were at 1% federal fund rate. We shot them all the way up, the federal fund rate, up to 5.5%. Stock market went from 848 to 1,500. It doubled when the Fed rate also increased. And then we look at 2020. 2015 to 2020, Fed rate was 0.38%. And by 20, so this is 20, where is it? Federal fund rate, 2016, 0.3% was the federal fund rate. By 2019, federal fund rate was 2.4. 2016, we were at 2,000. 2016, 2000, 2020, we're at about, let's move it all the way up. 2020, we were at about 3,100. So you can see each time we tend to increase the federal fund rate, markets move up too. So it's interesting to see the correlation between that. Now, I know I did not spend much time on the cryptocurrency charts. That's only because we're not seeing much momentum right now. What I'm expecting within XRP specifically, and I'm sorry if I delayed this and that's what you guys wanted to see, but I think it's all very important that you hear this. The XRP charts are clearly forming a symmetrical triangle. We're clearly creating higher lows where prices on the bottom are moving up higher, and each time they fall lower, they're higher than the last one. So each higher low. And then we have lower highs, where each high is lower than the last one as well. These will all at some point consolidate and fit into, we're filling the gap here, and then we'll have a decision to be made at the end where we have to decide, are we going to be breaking bullish or bearish? We discuss this all the time here. Problem is, we're right now not necessarily filling in the gap just yet. We're waiting right now for the consolidation to happen. We are retesting the moving average as well as the downtrend here. Very likely that we reject off this correct lower. We saw the inverse, the uncertainty yesterday, and you can see we're starting to head down lower. There's a big chance that we are going to fall back down to 74 cents, which gives you the opportunity to short this. More of a moderate to aggressive trade, so it's not as conservative. Conservative trade would be here, but a moderate to aggressive trade would be here. So you can short this with expectations of, taking profit at 73 cents, doing so on BitYard, which obviously signs me up. But if you go to Bitcoin, you can click on, where is it? You can go on Bitcoin, you can click on XRP, and then you would be allowed to create a leverage trade, a short or a buy-in opportunity. Obviously, you create a short, open a stop loss in case we decide to reverse and we're wrong, but you would short this from where we currently are because we have expectations that we're going to see this happen. And we'd expect to see the markets move from 79 cents down to 73 cents on XRP. Ethereum, very similar. I don't know why it's trading a little bit higher. I'd be shook if we continue to head up and scale up, but ideally what I'm looking for is that. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit top resistance we discussed as well. A conservative trade would be here if we break bullish, or if we break bearish, it would be, so let me just draw this out one more time. So moving averages are like this, and you can see we'll fill in the gap. Let's say we continue it like this. A conservative trade would be waiting till the end, seeing which way the price goes. A moderate to aggressive trade would be saying, hey, we hit resistance now, expectations of this correction to the downside here. We'll short this from 41K to 38K. That would be a moderate to aggressive trade, which you can also do on BitYard. So there are some moderate to aggressive trades available now with expectations of shorting, with Ethereum, expectations of shorting, and XRP, expectations of shorting. So we'll see how these pan out. We'll see if we continue to dip lower. That's expected given the technical indicators on the charts here. As for the S&P, breaking extremely bullish, I'd hope we can continue this rally to the upside here. You can see in the past, we do typically break bearish. It's interesting. We have the 3 to 4 day run in the week. It's interesting. We take about a week to consolidate. You can see weeks to consolidate, a week to consolidate, then we break bullish, then we break bullish, then we break bullish. It typically happens like that. But the only difference is we managed to do this outside the downtrend, which is pretty incredible. In the past here, and I'm hoping that's the double bottom. We're looking for those reasons here. I mean, we have fallen. We do have, this is a much bigger double bottom. This is so short term. I don't know. It's hit or miss right now. We had an extremely bullish cross on the Bollinger Bands here. We're starting to just nicely see the green bands start to head up. So we could, in the next couple of days, maybe next week, cross over and see a bullish signal where we'll start to see prices rally up. But who knows? Maybe this is the turn that we needed. Hopefully, this is the lowest point that the markets do dip. Markets fell from, let's see, the lowest point we fell 14% on the S&P. This is 14 to me. 14%. That's enough. That's a big correction. It's not a bullish correction, or sorry, a bearish correction that's down 20%. That's not a bear. It's not a bear cycle. But we did see a correction, and this does typically happen. So, buying in when we're down, we bought in at from all-time highs to where we bought in, which I bought in here, believe it or not, right around here. I bought it at an 11.6% discount, and now I bought in at an 8.4% discount, and I've been, dollar cost averaging. So I'm good. I lowered my positions now for the next time we run up. But otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about VERSALNFT with you.
I want to to give a huge shout out to VERSALNFT for sponsoring today's episode. As with all NFT projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, VERSALNFT was conceived by Vitali and a team of developers who sought to use legally formalized intellectual property standards and blockchain technologies to provide full protection for NFT art objects. Really cool. Now, VERSALNFT believes that blockchain will see increased adoption in most areas of social interactions in the coming days that will lead to integration and the modernization of existing systems. And to help with this transition, VERSALNFT seeks to create a safe space with the best tools to help ease interactions among users. Now, VERSALNFT is a project based on the Binance Smart Chain that allows users to create, store, and manage data. And at the core of this project is the desire to create a multifunctional document design service that will allow users to create a personal digital signature in NFTs. Now, the signature will contain information about the owner presented during the registration and Know Your Customer verification process, also known as KYC, and creators or holders of the signatures, referred to as the Versals, will conclude an agreement using the service. Now, the documents, or also known as VersaDocs, signed will be minted into tokens, immortalized into blockchains, and then stored in crypto wallets. Now, note the VERSALNFT plans to use Unlock protocol to prevent unwanted parties from accessing or manipulating the information, and documents signed through the service will be legally binding both within and outside the cryptocurrency marketplace. Now, the project seeks to create an area based on existing legal norms, especially copyright, and the project also seeks to fix the copyright of NFT token content as per intellectual property laws. And ideally, VERSALNFT hopes to provide users with the ability to choose conditions that best suit their needs within the market. Now, VERSALNFT plans to also help in the verification of the signature and the verification of the authenticity of the document, while at the same time ensuring the safety of electronic documents. In addition, the platform seeks to create a set of rules for signing contracts in the blockchain system. Notably, these rules will comply with the norms of English legal laws. Now, VERSALNFT strongly believes its work will benefit many industries, including individuals, legal companies, insurance companies, financial institutions, NFT marketplaces, real estate agencies, and many others. And in recent news, VERSALNFT is scaling up and turning into something much bigger. The team's main goal is to make a reliable connection between the crypto and real worlds, and the members of their team are negotiating the integration of NFT signatures into a few different areas both in the crypto world and traditional business. And they are pleased to announce that VERSALNFT has reached an agreement of partnership with the most promising project on the market, the Cube crypto space, which we've talked about in previous videos, and they have been a previous sponsor on the channel, so definitely listen up. They are grateful to the Cube team for the huge support and warm welcome of their project on the Cube Launchpad, and very soon, the opportunity of creation and use of the NFT signature will become a reality for all users of the Cube NFT marketplace. And in addition, they also believe that this collaboration between their platforms will bring more benefits to both communities. Don't forget, this is just one of many use cases that VERSALNFT can offer to the community members. And lastly, VERSALNFT is set to launch their IDO on the 23rd of March, which is only a few days away. And they are excited for everyone to check out their project and website, and I've also made sure to link them down in the description below for you to check out. Otherwise, huge shout out to VERSALNFT for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.